This is Ms. Schoniger, and I'm going to be doing your math lesson today. We are going to be in page 5 of your packet for day 21. It's a data review. So right now, I just want you to open up to these pages. What I'm going to do in this first video is I'm going to be reading through the questions for you. After I read a question, just pause the video and answer the question. And then in my next video, I'll go through it and I'll show you the correct answers and why they're the correct answers so you can check your work. So let's look at this one and let's look at the ice cream flavor one. It says, look at the data in the picture graph below about first graders' favorite ice cream. So the title of the graph is, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? Or your favorite flavor of ice cream? So they did chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry. So question number 1, how many first graders responded to the survey? That also means how many first graders took the survey. Remember, just pause the video after I'm finished reading the question so you can go and answer it. So the first question is, how many first graders responded or took the survey? Number 2, how do you know? Number 3, how many more students like vanilla than strawberry? How many more students like vanilla than strawberry? And the last question says, how many fewer students like chocolate than vanilla? How many fewer students like chocolate than vanilla? So that's the first graph that we're going to look at. Now I'm going to move down and I'm going to look at this graph right down here. So after you finish the top one, we're going to go down to this next one. The next one says, Miley surveyed her class about their favorite sport. Their responses are below. So over in this column, we have the sport, and then over here it says the number of students. So the sports that she asked about were basketball, soccer, and baseball. So we can see basketball, 3 students like that, soccer, 16, and baseball, 11. Which sport do students like most? Which sport do students like most? Number 2, which sport do students like least? Which sport do students like least? Number 3, how many more students like soccer than baseball? How many more students like soccer than baseball? Number 4, how many fewer students like basketball than baseball? How many fewer students like basketball than baseball? And the last question says, how do you know? So how do you know how many fewer students liked basketball than baseball? Okay, and then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to read these questions for you. Just remember, just pause your video if you to answer your questions. This one says, do you have a brother? Students in a grade 1 class answered the question, do you have a brother? Leon and Lisa made this representation of the data. How many people have a brother? So yes, they have a brother. No, they do not. So how many people have a brother? How many people do not have a brother? And how many people answered the survey? So we have how many people have a brother for number 1. How many people do not have a brother for number 2. And how many people answered the survey for number 3. And then this is our last graph right down here. And the title of this graph says, do you have, whoops, let me show this a little bit better. Do you have blue eyes, brown eyes, or green eyes? So they did a survey on eye color. Students in another first grade class answered the question. Do you have blue eyes, brown eyes, or green eyes? Rosa and Steve made this representation of the data. So the title of their graph, and looks like they did tally mark graph, it says, do you have blue eyes, brown eyes, or green eyes? So remember, if it has the line through it, it's a group of 5, so you can count by 5s for those. So number 1, how many people answered the survey? How many people answered the survey? Number 2, how many students have blue eyes? How many students have blue eyes? Number 3, how many students have brown eyes? How many students have brown eyes? Number 4, how many students have green eyes? How many students have green eyes? Number 5, how many students have blue or green eyes? How many students have blue or green eyes? And number 6, how do you know? How do you know that many students have blue or green eyes? So you're just using that and tell me how you know. Okay, now when you have answered this all, your next video is going to have the correct answer so you can check your work and see how you did on the problems.